Hey everyone and welcome to another episode of Let's Max Warframe, where today we're going to go full MC hammer and check out the newest hammer on the market, and that is the Volnus. Bought from the market as a blueprint and requiring Mastery rank 4, it's really not a very expensive weapon to build. The 11,000 alloy plate probably is the only thing a newer player is going to have to farm for a bit for to be able to build the Volnus. However, what do you get when you finish the build? Well, it's a hammer with a decent base damage of 100, although, I mean, that is kind of low for a hammer. Most of that, though, comes a slash, puncture just behind, and a little bit of impact just a little lower than that. It makes it a pretty well-rounded weapon against all factions. Add into that a decent critical chance of 18%, although the 160% critical damage multiplier is kind of low for a quick weapon. Combining that with an amazing 30% tracer's chance, though, it makes a status build viable as well as being able to properly utilise Condition Overload, which that combo, crit Condition Overload, is simply the strongest melee build right now. One thing I do normally try and do is balance out the good features of the weapon with a couple of negatives, but honestly on this I can't. Hammers normally have a really slow swing, and the Volnus with its speed of 1.2 is actually faster than a lot of weapons that are smaller than it, a lot of them even than the single swords. So when you whack on Berserker, you're really attacking crazy quickly. You can actually even get away without using speed mods at all if you wanted, which is definitely an advantage. The range is good, knockdown on slam attacks is really good too. It's really got a lot going for it, and it doesn't really have any downsides. Even the stance, I feel, plays into the weapon. I went with Crushing Ruin because when you do the hold right mouse button combo of Raging Whirlwind, it's going to do a radial ground slam at the end of the combo, and that knocks enemies down. Allows you to open up for ground finishes, and it works especially well on the Volnus since it seems to have a pretty decent knockdown to it. So honestly, that's why it ended up as my recommended stance for it. Now, in terms of the builds, I actually have two for it. One focuses on elemental and status with crit, and one focus on crit and pure slash. For the weapon, we added two former to it. Both of them are going to be V polarities. The elemental status build is a pretty standard crit status one. Prime pressure point, blood rush, drifting contact. Got Berserker on there for attack speed to make it crazy fast. Organ shatter for crit damage, condition overload, and two dual stats of your choice. I do see a lot of people talking in the comments about using viral with the slash. While it is obviously a good option in testing because this is a high status weapon, running corrosive actually came out on top and was killing a little bit quicker than the viral. Not to say it's a bad choice, I just wanted to address that before it's mentioned in the comments again. Gas also works incredibly well on here, especially with stealth frames, so that is also a fantastic option too. The second build is where I focus on pure slash. On here we have the same base mods, prime pressure point, blood rush, drifting contact, condition overload, organ shatter, but this time we have weeping wounds to take our status chance really high as our combo counter goes up. So we're going to proc almost every single swing. In fact, you hit 100% status very quickly, and then we have buzzkill on there to weight our procs. The higher the total damage of a certain element, the more chance you have of proccing it. That's what we call proc weighting. So we put buzzkill on there not just for the extra damage, but because it's going to focus our status procs way more into being slash. Slash procs, they can crit and they can take advantage of the damage from condition overload, but they also ignore armor, making this an incredibly well scaling build. Honestly, it's probably the best scaling one out there, so definitely the best one you can do on this weapon anyway. So what do I think of the Volnus? Honestly, I think it's incredible, and that's coming from someone that hates hammers. Normally in Warframe, hammers don't really work in my opinion. They're too slow, they're unwieldy, and honestly your allies have killed whatever you're trying to hit with the hammer before you've even completed your swing. But that's not a problem you have with this. It swings so quickly that even realistically you can drop that speed mod if you want to, or keep it on there just to go into insane blender mode. There is literally no downsides to this whatsoever. It's going to deal with whatever content you want it to deal with. Check how quickly it shreds those 120 Heavy Gunner Eximus in the background right now. It's going to deal with sorties with no problem whatsoever. I honestly think this is the best hammer in the game. Others might outperform it kind of hit for hit, but in terms of the way it feels to use, none of the other hammers even come close to it. I mean, for a start, look at it. The weapon model is incredible, and the fact that shards of glass shatter out when you do slam attacks, it's so cool, and it gives the weapon some real theatre. But then it has the performance to back it up too. It's actually the perfect weapon. Honestly, the fact that you can pick this up at Moni Mastery 4 is amazing. True, I do have an expensive build on there. I have a lot of expensive mods, the primed ones, Blood Rush, things like that. But as an early weapon to be able to pick up, you can make the Volnus perform even with the base crit mods and an old school pre-Blood Rush crit build. It's going to do extremely well. Seriously, pick it up and try it. Even if you hate the other hammers, you are going to be really pleasantly surprised. So, many thanks for watching this quick look at the Volnus. Little thing to let you know about is that on Saturday the 4th of November, I'm going to be doing a live stream in support of Gextroll Live. We're going to be playing a whole ton of games, Warframe included. I'm going to be doing some Outlast with a webcam as well, so that should be a laugh, plus some Arma 3. There's a whole bunch of games that we're going to be doing. Stay tuned to my Twitter or here on YouTube as well to find out more info on what's happening. But for now, I shall see you in the next video.